Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. My name's Dan. Welcome if you're new. If you're a subscriber, big up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe now. About to do another Quran reaction. Not going to be too long, going to get straight into it. Today we are reacting to Surah As-Sajdah. This is on the Merciful Servant YouTube channel, where I'm hearing a recitation from. It's titled "Will They Not See?" with a question mark. And yeah, let's get into it, see how it is.
تنزيل الكتاب لا ريب فيه من رب العالمين أم يقولون افتراه بل هو الحق من ربك لتنذر قوما ما أتاهم من نذير من قبلك لعلهم يهتدون الله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض وما بينهما في 6 أيام ثم استوى.
Okay, that's interesting. So there's always been something I've been really interested in the Quran. It kind of continues from the Bible telling of creation, where it says God created the world in 6 days, and it's always been a bit of a thing I've been really interested in, because obviously we know the world wasn't created in 6 days, but I know from my other research into the Quran, the 6 days thing isn't specifically supposed to be 6 days. It's actually more of a it's supposed to just signify a period of time. So 6 periods of time. It's not been determined exactly what those periods of time are, but I think I've got a bit of an inkling into what those periods of time actually are. So let's actually look into that. Yeah. I just did a quick search just to try and see what the 6 days thing was about. So this is from parsquran.com. It says, creation in 6 days. It is mentioned in the Quran that this universe was created in 6 days or 6 periods. This is mentioned in 7 different verses and also explained in details in 3 other verses. Says, your guardian Lord is Allah, who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days and is firmly established on the throne. Okay. Let's see if there's any other. Okay, another description here. This is from a non-Islamic site. This is about learning religion. This is from www.learnreligions.com. Okay, so on this site it says about the 6-day issue. Muslims interpret this description of a 6-day creation as 6 distinct periods or eons. Okay. The length of these periods is not precisely defined, nor are the specific developments that took place during each period. After completing the creation, the Quran describes how Allah settled himself upon the throne. Interesting. So it's 6 distinct periods or eons, not specifically days, but 6 periods or eons. Now this is really interesting, because if you look at modern day scientific calculations about the date of the universe and when everything came into existence, the Earth, the galaxy, it's really important numbers here. Let's have a look at that actually, because I think as far as I know, there's a breakdown of the finer details of the Quran, of the creation, where it talks about 4 days plus 2 days, and it gives like a total of 8 days. Just going to try and find something on that. Okay, so I think I found what I was looking for here. So this is on islamqa.info. Very interesting. It says, in another passage, Allah mentions the creation of the heavens and the earth, and he says, say, O Muhammad, do you verily disbelieve in him who created the earth in 2 days, and you set up rivals with him? That is the Lord of Al-Amin, mankind, jinn, and all that exist. He placed therein the earth, firm mountains from above it, and he blessed it and measured therein its sustenance for its dwellers in 4 days equal, i.e. all these 4 days were equal in the length of time for all those who ask about its creation. Then he rose over, istawa, towards the heaven when it was smoke, and said to it and to the earth, come both of you unwillingly or willingly. They both said, we come willingly. Then he completed and finished from their creation 7 heavens in 2 days, and he made each heaven its affair. And we adorned the nearest heaven with the lamps, the stars. So we adorned the lowest heaven with the stars to be an adornment, as well as to guard from the devils by using them as missiles against the devils. Okay. Such is the decree of him, the Almighty, the All-Knower. And then the person on this website has broke it down and says, here Allah says that he created the earth in 2 days. Then he placed therein firm mountains and measured therein its sustenance in 4 days. So that's 6 days, which makes 6 days in all. Then he created the heavens in 2 days. So the total comes to 8 days. So he created the heavens, the space and the heavenly world, spaces, the space and the 7 densities. He created that. So he created space and the 7 densities in 2 days. So that comes to a total of 8 days. Okay. Now this is really, really interesting. So here we have a modern day science version of the timeline of the universe. So this is a timeline of how they believe the universe came into creation, with all the dates of the different things that happened based on their scientific discovery. And yeah, let's take a look at that actually. So if we have a look at this timeline of the universe, so it shows here that the universe began 13.8 billion years ago, according to them, with the Big Bang. Then you've got the first black holes 13.5 billion years ago, and you've got supernova 12.1 billion years ago. Let's go down. So we're looking for, so the total creation that we experience is said in the Quran to be in 8 days. So if we change the word days to billion years, we might come up with something interesting here. So if we look at it as 8 billion years, let's see what happened 8 billion years ago. Okay, so as we can see here, 8.8 billion years ago, Milky Way's thin disk starts to form. So our galaxy that we exist in started to form. Okay, so then the next number we had was, it says the Earth was created in 2 days, then the firm mountains and the sustenance in 4 days. So the whole Earth, along with its trees, its rocks, its water, its air, its atmosphere, sustenance, was created in a total of 4 plus 2 days. So that's 6 days. So if we go down back to 6 billion years now, what do we have that happened 6 billion years ago? 6.4 billion years ago is the age of an average Earth-like planet, and the Milky Way starts spiralizing. So, as said in the Quran, 6 days, or if we change it to billion years, 6 billion years ago, the Earth-like planet started to form. Okay. Now, if we break it down even more, so the further breakdown goes to say, measured therein the sustenance in 4 days. So 4 billion years ago, all the sustenance and the Earth was formed. It was formed 4 billion years ago in terms of what we know as solid sustenance. You know, after it was just at the elemental stage, the solid stage of sustenance. So let's go to 4 billion years ago on the chart. And then look, what do you have? Proto-Earth forms 4.56 billion years ago. Planets, asteroids, and comets form from the sun's protoplanetary disk. Formation of the moon. The sun forms fully before that. Oceans form on the Earth 4.4 billion years ago. Minerals 4.4 billion years ago. Life emerges on Earth 4.2 billion years ago. The earliest known rock is produced 4.1 billion years ago. So So we have here the clear numbers. We have the 8 billion year point, which is the total creation of what in the Quran was said, the heavens, the stars, and the earth. So that was given as 8 billion years ago, which here it says the Milky Way's disk starts to form. The Milky Way galaxy, our galaxy that we exist in, started to form 8 billion years ago. Then you've got, then in the Quran it says the earth was created in 2 days, so 2 billion years. And then the sustenance in 4 days, so 4 billion years. So 6 billion years ago, if we go back to that, for the creation of the actual Earth, the planet, here we have the age of the average Earth-like planet, 6.4 billion years ago. Let me go to 4 billion years ago. And what have we got here? The planet starts to form. Proto-Earth forms, oceans form, the planet starts to form. To me, this is clear evidence of the dating of the creation in the Quran to an accurate point, an accurate number. It's clear to me. What do you think? Let's continue.
على العرش ما لكم من دونه من ولي ولا شفيع أفلا تتذكرون يدبر الأمر من السماء إلى الأرض ثم يعرج إليه في يوم كان مقداره ألف سنة مما تعدون.
Oh, that's really interesting, because they say the last day, the transition from this level of existence to the next level, is between 100 and 700 years in most spiritual beliefs. In the Quran it says 1,000, so pretty much the same, 700 years, 1,000 years. Interesting.
ذلك عالم الغيب والشهادة العزيز الرحيم الذي أحسن كل شيء خلقه وبدأ خلق الإنسان من طين ثم جعل نسله من سلالة من ماء مهين ثم سواه ونفخ فيه من روحه وجعل لكم السمع والأبصار والأفئدة قليلا ما تشكرون وقالوا أئذا ضللنا في الأرض أئنا لفي خلق جديد بل هم بلقاء ربهم كافرون.
So I really like that portion of Islam. So they say when you die, they still question, will we be raised into a new creation? A new creation. To me, that signifies something just beyond what we would recall as a traditional heaven or Jannah. That's a new creation, of a new form of life, a new form of being.
قل يتوفاكم ملك الموت الذي وكل بكم ثم إلى ربكم ترجعون ولو ترى إذ المجرمون ناكسوا رؤوسهم عند ربهم ربنا أبصرنا وسمعنا فارجعنا نعمل صالحا إنا موقنون ولو شئنا لآتينا كل نفس هداها ولكن حق القول مني لأملأن جهنم من الجنة والناس أجمعين فذوقوا بما نسيتم لقاء يومكم هذا إنا نسيناكم وذوقوا عذاب الخلد بما كنتم تعملون إنما يؤمن بآياتنا الذين إذا ذكروا بها خروا سجدا وسبحوا بحمد ربهم وهم لا يستكبرون تتجافى جنوبهم عن المضاجع يدعون ربهم خوفا وطمعا ومما رزقناهم ينفقون فلا تعلم نفس ما أخفي لهم من.
Okay, so here it's talking about, prostrating in prayer, getting out of your bed at a certain time to pray, and also giving zakat, giving charity, giving alms, charity to those who are in need, those who are poor, who are without the things that you may have.
الصالحات فلهم جنات المأوى نزلا بما كانوا يعملون وأما الذين فسقوا فمأواهم النار كلما أرادوا أن يخرجوا منها أعيدوا فيها وقيل لهم ذوقوا عذاب النار الذي كنتم به تكذبون ولنذيقنهم من العذاب الأدنى دون العذاب الأكبر لعلهم يرجعون ومن أظلم ممن ذكر بآيات ربه ثم أعرض عنها إنا من المجرمين منتقمون ولقد آتينا موسى الكتاب فلا تكن في مرية من لقائه وجعلنا منهم أئمة يهدون بأمرنا لما صبروا وكانوا بآياتنا يوقنون إن ربك هو يفصل بينهم يوم القيامة فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون أولم يهد لهم كم أهلكنا من قبلهم من القرون يمشون في مساكنهم إن في ذلك لآيات أفلا يسمعون أولم يروا أنا نسوق الماء إلى الأرض الجرز فنخرج به زرعا تأكل منه أنعامهم وأنفسهم أفلا يبصرون ويقولون متى هذا الفتح إن كنتم صادقين قل يوم الفتح لا ينفع الذين.
When I listen to the Quran, it always strikes me how it comes across as a message that was specifically designed for a time and a people that were very very far astray from God's teaching and God's will. It's like it came with a strict, specific, firm, not restricted but guarded, and specific is probably the right word, specific way for people to go ahead. It's as if it was perceived that if it's delivered as if the severity of it needs to be so serious because the waywardness of humans was so much that it was just needed to be this specific and strict and stringent. And to be honest, it's probably still needed today, to be honest. Okay, wow, really interesting. Yeah, what we found out about the years described in the Quran is really, really intriguing to me. I mean, the fact that the days specified in the Quran, literally, if you change the word days, which is not actually a day in our terms, it's more of a period of time, an eon of time. If you change that to if you change that to billion years, then it lines up with all the scientific discoveries in terms of when our Milky Way was created, when the Earth was created, when the Earth was filled with sustenance, as the Quran puts it, with the elements, the trees, the rocks, the water, the air, the everything, all formed and ready. Wow, really incredible. And then yeah, you've got, you know, the very strictness of the Quran, telling people the way to worship and to prostrate, and you know, it's just a real guidance away from any path that was not. It's like it came with a strict guidance and a strict path to walk on in a time where there was so much here and there, and can you do this and can you do that, and you know, instead of being like a spiritual practice, it's like a strict religion. And I can see how it was, you really observe how it was delivered in this way. It's like, okay, there's all these spiritual beliefs that kind of give you an acknowledgement of God and a way towards God, but it's like they're saying within this there's too many ways you can fluctuate in and out of being godly and being religious and being in service to God and being a good person in God's way. So let's give you this strict, specific guidelines, and we're gonna let you know that, you know, the punishment for not following it is stern. And you know, that seems to be what they came with here, especially as at the time of that, in that kind of Arabian Peninsula, there was a lot of polytheism, which continued from the Egyptian polytheism, and obviously there was Christianity, which had its doesn't have a fix, wasn't as fixed on the one God issue as is with Islam. They have, you know, the Trinity and stuff like that. So yeah, really powerful surah, that really powerful. Really enjoyed that. Found out some good information as well. Once again, affirming the scientific validity of the Quran. So yeah, I've been Dan. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Share the video. Tell your friends and friends and friends and family to subscribe. And yeah, catch you next time. Peace.